Welcome language learners from all around the globe to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called Pearly Kings and Queens. In the busy heart of London, you can see something fascinating. A group of people wearing incredible clothes covered in shiny, pearl-like buttons. They are called the Pearly Kings and Queens, and they are the protectors of a special London tradition and charity. Their stories are an important part of the city's history. To understand why the Pearly Kings and Queens are so interesting, we need to learn about where they came from. This takes us back to the late 19th century in the poorer parts of London. There, a man named Henry Croft, who worked as a street cleaner, started a tradition that would continue for many years. Henry was deeply moved by the difficulties faced by orphaned and abandoned children. To help them, he began to decorate his clothes with these special pearl-like buttons, collecting money to support those in need. The most special thing about Pearly Kings and Queens is their clothing. Everything they wear, from their famous black suits to their hats and gloves, is carefully covered in these pearl-like buttons. These buttons are often sewn on by hand with beautiful designs, making them shine like stars when it's dark outside. It's not just about fashion, it shows their strong commitment to helping others. But Pearly Kings and Queens are not only about their clothes, they are beacons of hope and kindness. They are dedicated to helping their communities and continuing the tradition started by Henry Croft. They organise events like dances and sing-alongs, where their enthusiasm and charm always makes people happy. It's an amazing show where you can see their passion for making the world a better place, one pearl button at a time. Pearly Kings and Queens represent something more than just nice clothes. They represent the spirit of Cockney culture. Cockney is the name given to people from the working class area of East London, particularly those born within hearing distance of the Bow Bells, which is known for being tough, having its own language, but also being very kind. The Pearly tradition perfectly embodies these qualities. In a world that's always changing, they remind us of the enduring spirit of London. Whether you're visiting London or you've lived there your whole life, meeting the Pearly Kings and Queens is a special and unforgettable experience. They are as much a part of London as its famous landmarks, and their charm is contagious. If you're ever walking around the streets of London, look out for the shining pearl buttons. You might discover a heartwarming piece of living history. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more. If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.